Okay. Welcome back to Boruto, Anime Review episode 241. This is reviewing the 244th episode of the series, Ikada's Secret, and the 68th chapter of the manga. Yep, it came out just a couple days ago. This one starts off seeing, we see Siren. We start with her in this episode, who was actually Ikada's sister, where he goes to an island and kills the inhabitants because they basically betrayed the Fudo clan. They deny it, but she kills them anyways. And then we have the momentary sequence, and then afterwards we show that the ship is just about finished, about to go. Okay, we do see briefly the boss in the episode, Boss Ikada. He's seen just in this one scene, and that is it. Boruto himself doesn't really appear very much in the episode, surprisingly. Aside from this one moment here, we don't see him again for quite some time. They do see him once briefly, there was a little bit afterwards. They go eat rice crackers. Then we see him sleeping, and then he just pop up again toward the end of the episode. It's kind of weird though, the fact that he's in the episode. He has very little screen time. Yeah. And then we come over to Kawaki. And I was watching the episode, where the heck were you last episode? Here he is, sitting by a lighthouse, and we hear he was talking to Kagura for a bit, and of course mentioning of the Hidden Mist arc that happened in the series over 200 episodes ago. Yeah, I'm like, that's interesting. Yep, that is very interesting indeed. So, they chat about that for a bit, and then Sadara shows up, making her, aside from this one little thing here and a little bit afterwards, that's all you see of Sadara the entire episode. Heck, there's a brief moment of Mitsuke in the episode. Yes, Mitsuke. He's on screen for a couple minutes, and you might be asking, does he get any dialogue in this episode? No, he gets none. I'm like, that's surprising. And of course, we see that Himiko. She's the one who's kind of like the mushroom girl. She overhears the fact that apparently that despite the fact they were promised their sentence reduced, and it's only reduced by 3 years. Like, really? 3? That's it? Can't do any more than that for him against the Fudo clan? She tells the other two, and okay, I want to break. I want to escape, want to kill Kagura, and they're like, no, not interested in doing that at all. And apparently they're fine going back to prison. She just wanted to go out and do whatever she wants. And then she heads to the middle of the night, and I thought basically afterwards, I was really hoping she wouldn't kill these two characters. But no, she doesn't. They do a flashback a couple episodes back when Kagura saved Botan. Save her precious friend. And of course, she's going to kill Kagura. Tied with a thread. And it turns out, nope, Kagura's not there. Yep. Kagura knew somebody was going to be after him. He did not know it was going to be Himiko. He had no idea about that. And basically, because he was actually, now, we see his reaction to her finding out about the fact that she's not happy. He is actually shocked at the fact she knows that. And then, of course, she jumps out a window, and of course, basically, he doesn't really chase after her. I thought he would. And you see her walking across the dock, and then, of course, the episode ended with basically the Fudo ship showing up at the thing. I'll get back to this. So, Ikada, while fixing the ship the next day, his sister shows up, meets up with him. We do show a bit of a flashback confirming, yep, he's part of the Fudo clan, but he's doing his own thing. And apparently he has this power that he does know he has. He doesn't have the gills across his neck. It does confirm that he is a legit member of the clan. Probably because of the same skin color and hair color. So, apparently he did, when he told that, apparently his brothers, one was not happy with it at all. He was one was against it. Another was not happy with it, so he set off on his own, did his own thing. And he does point out his sister basically, even if he goes back, there's nothing for him to do. Because he doesn't know how to access his power. Okay. He's like, I'll come for you tonight. She has like no choice, man. And then, of course, you have Boruto talking to him like right after that. And then, of course, you have her planning the attack in the middle of the night on the island. And the fact she wants to kill everyone out, at least one person. It's revealed actually in the it's actually in the teaser for next episode that she wants to leave alive Kagura. Yes. And apparently her assistant is going to handle Kagura while she's going to handle the Hidden Leaf Ninja. Yeah. Also, I should point out though that Dinky, Iwambi, and Melody are completely absent from this episode. Yeah, they're absent. No explanation where the heck they are. It's like, wow, it's like, I mean, think about it, like, if my friend Edgar was watching the episode, like, man, Shada got shafted this episode. Like, she gets some lines, but she gets very little screen time. Probably because of developing the whole arc itself is probably the reason why she doesn't get much screen time. But good episode nonetheless. We'll finally get back to see some action next episode. Alright, moving on to news chapter of the manga, chapter 68, Scar, where we see Boruto showing off his abs. Yes. Excuse me. Show that mark, like you see in the cover. Yep, he's got that mark in the manga too. And of course, he's telling the whole thing what happened last chapter to Amondo, Sai, and Kachiro, Kabuto, I think it's pronounced his name. Yeah, and of course they discussed this for quite a while. And apparently, like, oh, you're gonna use meds? Like, nope, don't need more. He has full control of. He has control of the power now. He can share the power better now. And then we see Sasumri with Kamaki. And the reason why and apparently, like, Ishin, yeah, the guy with scars across his face, he's here. Like, wow, him, like, oh my gosh, it's been a long time since he appeared in the series. And because they don't exactly trust him because, well, he kind of stabbed Boruto. But they keep the fact a secret. Now, I get why Sasumari's here because she's worried about him because she's basically looking up his condition. And he says exactly when he wakes up. Something happened on the 7th? What do you mean? But he seemed be brooding over something. He just got back this morning after narrowly escaping death. He's exhausted. You're right. And then Sasuke shows up. Yes, Sasuke. I mean, is it just me, or we have 3 guys show up and, like, all their wives were smoking hot? And 2 of them happen to be blondes. Yep. Yeah, and of course, apparently Sasuke's found out about where Ko's headquartered are. Basically, this snow area. How they get there is a mystery. And of course, basically, well, Shikamaru does tell Sasuke about what happened last chapter. Because why not? He's technically his master, so go see Boruto, and then of course where Ko is being chewed out by Elda for using her brother. And of course her brother's basically just hopping on his back. Yep. So I mentioned that Boruto is a fully Akatsuki now. So he's ready to be sacrificed anytime now. But she's not happy with the fact he uses brother with permission. It's like an option. Do your job, bring quantity to me. Like I get back to the village. I have a way. What way is it? The little claw mark he left on Shikamaru's neck, which has his ear there. And then he hears Shikamaru punching a code in. And at that point, he goes meet up with Armando. Yes, Armando's like, can't resurrect anymore. And of course, Chizama's like, about putting in Kamaki's karma back in. And they have where apparently Solder is rubbing Boruto's chest. Yes, she's serious. It's like, hey, doesn't really hurt at all. He's like, hey, watch your hands. It's almost like the way from his expression. It's almost like she was gonna basically put her hand down his pants. And of course, Mitsuki's here. Now, here's something I do understand about this artist. Like, here's the thing. In the anime, they're always shown wearing ninja headbands. Here, it's like the artist doesn't buy them ninja headbands for some reason. It's like, oh, they're suspended or like they're off duty, but look at, let's say, Naruto, for example. Whenever he was like out in the field or training, he generally, like a lot of the time, he did wear a ninja headband. He very rarely took it off, at least show wearing it. So he put the shirt back down. Be careful. And Sadara was right, and of course everyone's like happy, and of course Team 7 is happy to see him. Level code. And of course Armando. And they argue for a bit. They argue for quite a while. And then of course Code shows up in the Hidden Leaf Village. He's like, sorry to interrupt, but I don't want to waste this prime opportunity. And of course Armando's like, Code, you fool. The conversation was getting interesting. Then Code fights Shikamaru. And of course Code's like, it's been a while, Armando. I ought to worry about your own welfare. Now, reset my limiters and my power. You don't want to get hurt, do you? I can't believe you just showed up here. Spirit away. You know, all you know is lock out my eyes and say the command. It only takes seconds. How'd you know? And then when Ino shows up, yes, Ino, this chakra, don't tell me. Code, he's at Mario's lab. Shikamaru, he's here, in front of me. No, hold on, Ino. Just inform Naruto and the others. Don't say anyone else here. Anyone here yet? He just showed up. It's just us. I don't want to provoke him into running off. Let me handle it. Just keep monitoring, but wait for my signal. Shikamaru, shut up with his jutsu. And of course, he points out an obvious plot hole would involve, like, somewhat of a plot hole involving the shadow. It can prevent from walking, but it can't prevent him from moving around his hands. It's like, I guess, like it's used like moving a fingertips inside his throat. And then Shikamaru's like, I thought I would do that. You thought I would notice a combat connect if I fell for such a parent chat? What? And then this casket opens. And he says, Showtime, wake up, Baracchio. And it's Delta! Yes, Delta's been reactivated. Yep. It goes like, Delta? She's a new model. Reprogrammed to be asked to protect Kara. Delta. Your target is Code. He's saying Makoha. I know. Shut up already. You keep scratching like a darn fool, alright? Yep. And they proceed to fight, and of course he scratches like, why don't you escape? Yeah, then of course Code brings in another hand, like, what? What's going on here? And then Elda shows up in the village. And Delta is basically wondering what the heck is going on. It's like, Shikamaru's like, Code of Comrades. A comrade of Codes? And then you have almost Elda. Yeah. Wow. What a really cool chapter. And we have to wait until next month. Which, by the way, the next chapter will release 5 days after my next birthday. Yep. But great chapter nonetheless. I give this chapter a 10 out of 10. It's a damn good chapter. Okay, so that's a particular review. Next one's going to be One Piece. No, not a new episode of the anime, because that's on hiatus. The new dub episodes. Okay, next video. Bye.